There we move to rectus abdominis work. Actually, I can just run this out. Which again, Claudia doesn't need too much of, but you've got a couple options. There aren't really good ways to do this for your body without having to twist a lot. So my preference, if you would scoot to the edge of the table, Claudia. Okay. And bring that knee up, foot to the table. All right. One thing we can do is we can pin rectus abdominis up. Foot off. Scratch it. Okay. Again, he's pretty open there. There's a little bit of catch there, but it's pretty good. Right about there, we get a little bit of stretch. Again, the other purpose of this too is it prevents me from having to glide through his hair, which for most men, they don't like. Yeah. And so if you go in, keep the body static and just glide through here dry, they're typically not gonna like it. Right? So instead, you pick your spot. Right? Yep. You get shortness in the tissue, you pin it up, and then you just glide it back down. And again, he's pretty free. If I really push it right there, we get a stretch, but they're pretty open.
It's opened up even more, I think.
Yeah, it's getting there. Good. Okay. In the outline, I talk about the septum, the lateral septum of the abdominals. There is a space, usually about right here between rectus abdominis and your obliques / transversus abdominis. If you have them lift their head off the table, you'll feel rectus abdominis pop up. It's right at the edge of it. So you may need to go in and do some specific work here to get some separation. Which again, pretty open for Claudio. If anything, again, it's going to be upper abdominals. Actually, right here, that's the big spot right there.
Rectus abdominis.
The edge of it, the very edge of it, yeah, the fascial edge of it. So I may do some specific work. Let's bring that knee back up for me. I'll do some specific work. This is probably the tightest spot we've hit so far. Pin that up. Pin that back. There we go. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And again, we're on his right side, and we're thinking about that lateral tilt. We really want to open up that lateral tilt. Rectus abdominis is not a lateral tilter, but if you focus on that lateral septum, you could get some of those fibers involved. And again, that's our big thing with Claudio, is opening up the rotation, getting this space on his right side. So I need to consider that as well. Okay, scoot back to the center for me.
Center?
Yep. So from there, a couple options. If you've really got a very, very likely candidate for abdominal tension, the techniques that I prefer to do, in school I was taught to go in. And the vast majority of clients do not like it. You spend all this time talking through, squishy stuff and all that. So your best bet, and you can actually bring your knees up. Well, act like he's a tough client, like this. And then just go in and squeeze the belly. So that's rectus abdominis right there. And I can compress it. You good?
Sure is.
Yep. And it feels muscular. It doesn't feel that like nasty, my organs are getting poked on feeling. You can get a lot done from here.
Okay.
It's just, and if you're having a hard time getting your hands around it, you can come in that way. Again, nails have to be cut because I'm nailed down here. Right? Right. You're really going to poke them if you don't have short nails. Right? So you can work on really getting that stuff fixed. And if you really want to be mean, you can go to that lower septum right there and just really start to try to. You good?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Lift.
Yes, and that's actually good for the lower back.
Yeah.
Can you have him slide his legs out?
What's that?
Can you have him slide his legs out slowly?
I
Does that
could.
help at all?
That might work out. Slide your legs down.
Real slow?
It doesn't.
Do too much.
Very little bit at the end, but for him again,
He's not in bed.
yeah. But that's a good point actually. So come back up. What Annie's saying is if you get them with a lot of, now if I If I grab here and I lift, now bring your legs down, he will feel that. You don't have to do that on really bad candidates, but right there, you feel
Kind of
that?
like off the
Yeah.
table, only it's a little more supported.
Good. Thank you. That's good. Yeah, very nice. So that's why assistencia. Good assistance. So, all right. Whatever you choose to do, pick up, compress, glide, you want to get separation. If you get someone who's like a pot belly, like a very big belly, that's going to be very hard to do. So you just got to do, yeah. But now those people can typically take direct compressions a lot better because there's so much between that superficial tension and the organs, you can typically get away with compressions. It's people like this where they literally feel like you're pressing in their abdominal bowl, pressing in the
Send me
bowl.
to the bathroom.
I have a guy that's stomach is so hard, I just,
Another thing too is, yeah, you're going to get a few, yeah.
it's nice squishy.
Oh.
This guy's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's got arthritis in his spine, which he finally found that out. Figure out why his back is hurting so much.
Last thing you'll want to do is just make sure you work up onto the ribs. Again, this is just continuing that line up towards the neck. You know, you can get a lot of that neck stuff from yesterday, the SCM and, you know, the platysma tension can start all the way from this pubic bone up. So just like with obliques, you'll just want to do a little bit of work up here. This is actually a little tight on Antonio. I don't know if that's because of his shoulders or what. Good. Okay. So